Jeff Davis High School would like to thank the following.
It is now time for the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. Tonight we will be talking with head football coach Lance Helton, the assistant head coach Brian Lawson.
Coaches Show, the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. Tonight, for the next hour, we'll be talking Yellow Jacket football as the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets are getting ready to open their season up with a scrimmage game tomorrow night against the Wilcox County Patriots over in Rochelle, Georgia. But later on tonight, we'll be talking with coaches Brian Lawson, Tyler Williams, and of course head coach Lance Helton as we get set to start out this new 22-23 season for the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets. Of course, Jeff Davis coming off one of the most successful seasons in school history last year, going 10-2 overall. They made it to the second round of the state playoffs before they fell to Rabun County, who ended up in the Class AA Final Four. So a 10-win season a year ago for the Yellow Jackets, one of the best in school history. And Coach Helton will now be starting his 6th year at the helm of the Yellow Jackets. He has an overall record at Jeff Davis, 39 wins against 16 losses. Jackets will be playing in Region 1 AA this year after quite a number of years playing in Region 2 AA. But with the new realignment in Georgia high school football, a lot of changes. Most of our old region mates have either moved down to single A or in now Region 3 AA, but we'll be in Region 1 AA along with Berrien County, Cook County, Dodge County, Fitzgerald, Sumter County, and Worth County. So a little bit different look to our region schedule this year, and we're really excited to get started out in Region 1 AA play. The Jackets will be scrimmaging tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7:30 over in Rochelle at Donnie Clack Stadium. So make your plans to come over and join the Jackets tomorrow night as we get the scrimmage season kicked off. You'll get to see our younger guys start out. They'll play the first quarter. To open up the quarter, our younger guys JV guys will get the start, and then second and third quarter will be our varsity starters. Mostly our key players will play the second and third quarters, and then the fourth quarter will be mostly varsity backups as we'll try to get everyone will get a chance to be a part of the scrimmage tomorrow night. Do want to send out a couple of announcements, some information from Wilcox County. Tickets tomorrow night will be $8. That's for everyone that can walk in the gate. Only babies in arms will not have to pay. Elementary and middle school age students must be accompanied by a parent, guardian, or an adult. Key thing is only clear bags will be allowed in the stadium. A clear plastic, vinyl, or PVC bag that does not exceed 12 inches by 6 inches by 12 inches, or a 1 gallon clear plastic freezer bag. So make sure that if you're bringing anything into the stadium, you have it in a clear bag, or else you'll be asked to return to your car and store your items. So make your plans to come over. It'll be a good, we've been though we've ever played at Wilcox County in a long time. I think the only 2 times we faced them was in 1960 and 61. So be looking forward to a big night tomorrow night in the scrimmage kickoff for the 2022 season. Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets taking on the Wilcox County Patriots. We're going to take a short 2-minute break here, get some words from our fine sponsors, and then we'll be back with our first interview after 2 minutes. This is the Jeff Davis Hospital Yellow Jacket Sports Network.
Jeff Davis High School would like to thank the following alumni sponsors for their support of Yellow Jacket Athletics: Sweet Teas, Flowers, Gifts, and Custom Framing, Laney Internal Medicine Group, Lumber City Drugs, Cotton Partners, The Bedroom Store, Hazelhurst Auto, Pig Out Barbecue, Southern Roots Salon, Stone's Machine Shop, Comfort Zone Heating and Air, Whitfield Breedlove, South Georgia Dentistry, Coleman Tire and Auto, Mulvey Outdoors, Water Service Center, Ragland Timber, Pallet One, McPherson Manufacturing, Renaissance Bank, Family Healthcare Connections, Davis Farm and Garden, Theater of Hazelhurst, Jeff Davis County Farm Bureau, and Bridgeford Church of God.
C&H Creative Flooring can make your floors beautiful. They are this area's foremost experts when it comes to concrete grinding, polishing, crack repair, and epoxy coatings. They offer hundreds of color epoxy flake systems to choose from, custom metallics, neat coats, inlaid emblems, and much more. Whether it's your home, garage, man cave, pool deck, sidewalks, porches, or carport, let us help you make it gorgeous, safe, colorful, and skid resistant. Call Daryl Hutto at 912-381-9037 or Cody Carter at 912-592-5493 or message them on Facebook.
Make the switch to Mitch, not only for your prescription needs, but also for your gift needs. Visit Designs and More by Brandy, located inside Mitch's Pharmacy. Brandy offers all occasion flowers, silk, and fresh. Shop Designs and More by Brandy for gift baskets for that special someone, shoes by Corky, and jacket t-shirts for the entire family. Located at 5 East Coffee Street in Hazelhurst, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 12 on Saturday. Give them a call at 912-699-3784 and follow them on Facebook.
EP American Footwear in Hazelhurst is proud to be a part of the Hazelhurst Jeff Davis community and are proud sponsors of all Jeff Davis County sports. If you're looking for a great job with a great company, they are hiring for all shifts. You can apply in person Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 10 North Gill Street in Hazelhurst. Go Jackets from all the folks at EP American Footwear of Hazelhurst. Go Jackets! Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. This is Jim Sewell here alongside Coach Brian Lawson. Coach Lawson's assistant head coach for the Yellow Jackets, also coaches tackles and tight ends. Coach, welcome to the Coaches Show.
Thank you for having me.
All excited about trying to get this season started. I know you guys have been working hard. Kind of take us a little bit through some of the things that you've done this summer and as we prepare for this scrimmage game tomorrow night.
We know it goes all the way back to May with spring ball, the 2 weeks of spring, and getting to go and compete against Dublin, having a good showing there with a bunch of young kids, and then going through the summer. June was shorter than usual for us, we felt like. We did a lot of conditioning and weight room stuff, not a lot of, per se, football until July. Getting into July, we had a few injuries that have hurt us a little bit, but the kids have been busting it, been doing what they're supposed to do. We're real young this year, so it's been teaching a lot of people a lot of new positions. We literally have maybe one and a half kids that have played offense for us and a lot of new faces on defense. So it's been a grind this off season, but I think we're just ready to hit somebody in a different colored jersey.
Well, you're coach tackles, tight ends, and Coach Helton also involved on the offensive line coaching, and that's with this wing T offense. It's got to start up front, and you're only returning basically one starter from last year.
Yeah.
So you and Coach Helton really had to put in the work to bring these guys up to speed. How are we looking on the offensive line?
Well, you know, when you lose a Georgia Southern commit and Nate Lewis and a 2-year starter in McClune, and you lose Curtis Morgan, who's a 2-year, 3-year guy at those positions, and this wing T offense, the guards are the most important, and your tackles are tight. We lose basically everybody in Jacob Strom at tackle. Will Cravey, who's my returning starter on the offensive line for us, didn't even start the spring game. He had to win the job in the summer last year. So we had to move a receiver, the tight end this year, and Wesley Brown, he's been doing a great job for us, undersized but gets after it. We're going to be a lot different up front this year than we've been in the past size-wise, but you got 2 guards and a center that'll get after you. And this offense, if you got 2 guards that'll go strike you and run and hit somebody, that's what you need.
And since Coach Helton's been here with this wing T offense, and you've been involved with the program since he's been here, that's been a key. That's kind of been a hallmark, is we've had, good physical but mobile guards.
No doubt. When we call it the draft in the offseason, Coach Helton gets first pick for the guards.
Imagine.
And so the 2 usually best players, best athletes, backup fullback goes to guard, and then your next best athlete goes to fullback. And so he gets those dudes, and he's been blessed the last few years with the guards we've had. This year, having some kids that have been through the fire at practice but haven't put on the Navy and gold on Friday nights it's going to be a test. Your lights are bright, you know, on Friday nights, and they haven't been in there. But Brian Reyes and Lane Powell at guard for us, they're ready. They're going to be ready to roll.
Tight end, you lose a multiple-year starter in Matt Glass, who was a big physical kid, had really great hands, and really deceptive speed, kind of. So tell us a little bit about the tight end position.
So that's been a little bit of a musical chairs, you could say, this off season. We've had some kids there, moved them to other positions, moved some kids from tight end there. 2 tight end didn't pan out, so starting on Friday night is going to be Wesley Brown, who's a converted wide receiver. We have multiple athletes at wide receiver this year in Latrell Sellers and Elijah Phillips Coop and Camo Munzak, so it's pretty deep at the A position. So the next bigger body we had is Wesley Brown, who's a thicker, stronger A for us, who's getting it done. Moving Jonathan Bohannon from center, the tight end, as well. And also we got to move in. That's going to help us in the young group when he starts learning what to do. But it's a little different losing a 6'3", 6'4", 250-pound catcher tight end, 3-year starter for us. So it's going to be a little learning experience. But like I said, we're a little undersized, but we'll get after you.
I asked you a little bit right before we go on there about practice this week. I know you said maybe a little bit disappointed in practice, but I know with it goes, you have good weeks and bad weeks, and so kind of tell us how practice has gone up to this point.
Like we were saying earlier in the break, we're trying to do a couple different things here this year to give us a little more of a head start and a little chance in some games, we say, because of our undersized this year. But practice this week has been a little bit like pulling teeth at times. We've had good things, we've had bad things happen. Kids are trying to step up and be leaders, and like you don't think about it, but playing time, when you lose those kids that played, you also lose your leaders. We lose so many seniors last year that were vocal. Now you got to have kids that have to learn how to lead at practice, and when you got to go through those dog days when it's 100 degrees outside, the wet bowl's right on the verge of not being able to practice and pushing through it to get better, because that's how it's going to be on Friday. I think that, like earlier we talked about, we're ready to hit somebody in a different colored jersey. We've been banging on each other. Our ones are going against the best of the rest. Same thing on offense and defense. So we're ready to get after it.
Well, it's been like I said, coming off of a big year. I know everyone saw that huge senior class, 20 seniors last year that graduated, and probably one of the most talented senior classes we've had in a long time. And moving into a new region and a much tougher non-region schedule, I know, people, fans out there say, well, what are we going to do? How is it going to be? But I think, in talking with you and Coach Helton, the enthusiasm that y'all have with these kids this year, I think it's going to carry us a long way.
No doubt, and everybody's been talking about non-region schedules for us the last 5 years, and everybody's been asking for a tougher one, and they get it this year.
They get it.
We'll get Charlton, Pierce, Metter, but the reason we're choosing to play those tougher games also because before we got here, no offense to anybody, but anybody wanted to play Jeff Davis. You were going to be their homecoming game, and now the branding that these kids have done and the program that's been put in place by our previous seniors, you don't get those cupcakes no more. Nobody wants to play us.
I think one year I called 5 homecoming games in one season.
See, like that. So now we're not homecoming no more for anybody. And so with that comes tougher non-region, but that also prepares you for your region schedule this year, where you're going to have to go against Dodge, Fitzgerald, Sumter, and those guys, Cook, and get you prepared for the playoffs. You're going to be battle tested, and we're excited for that challenge this year, and our kids are too.
Well, if you look no further than the baseball program and Coach Paul Glass, who's notorious for scheduling murderous non-region schedules, and you see what production that's developed into his program.
100%, and when we first got here, that was the program that you wanted to model everything off of. And so we went off with Coach Glass with baseball and their mentality, and I'm also a soccer coach, and we do the same thing. We try and schedule the best non-region possible for us to get prepared. And you only get better by playing better opponents, and that's our mindset here. Also, you're playing a lot of teams that we've played before in Metter in the past and Swainsboro, so they're familiar opponents to us. And then you got perennial power in Pierce, which is going to help also going into that non-region. Our kids are going to be battle tested when they come out of it, and we need the enthusiasm from not just the coaches and the players, but also the fans through this little stretch we're going to have, because they're going to need your backing as well and to pack the pylons for us.
All right, Coach, we're going to take a 2-minute break here, get some words from our fine sponsors. Just stick with us through the break, and I'm going to let you talk a little bit about soccer when we come back.
All right, sounds good.
Let's take a break on the Jeff Davis Hospital Sports Network.
Make the switch to Mitch for all your over-the-counter and prescription medicine needs. Take advantage of their drive-up window, curbside, and delivery services. The health of you and your family is their priority. Make the switch to Mitch, located at 5 East Coffee Street in Hazelhurst, Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 and 9 to noon on Saturday. Give them a call at 912-699-3784 and make sure to follow them on Facebook.
At Jeff Davis Hospital in Hazelhurst, we are committed to building a healthy community. We use the latest technology, and our knowledgeable team members provide exceptional state-of-the-art care to our local community and surrounding areas. We provide a respectful understanding of care for our patients and their loved ones. For more information about Jeff Davis Hospital and the services we provide, call 912-375-7781 or visit us online at jeffdavishospital.org.
Need salvage parts for your new or late model car or truck? Then you should call McCarty Auto Parts, where parts arrive daily, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, at their location at 118 Automobile Hall Road in Hazelhurst. Check out their inventory online 24/7 at McCartyAuto.com. If they don't have the parts you need, they'll find it. Call McCarty Auto Parts in Hazelhurst for all your salvage part needs. 1-800-329-7258. Go Jackets!
Your eyes are your window to the world around you, and good vision is important to everyone. At Southern Eye Care, you can count on their expertise in treating all types of vision problems to help you see your best. From glasses to contact lenses, from surgical vision correction to treatment of eye disease and injury, their team is here to help take care of your eyes. Your vision matters at Southern Eye Care in Hazelhurst. Call them for an appointment at 912-375-2516 or visit them online at southernEyeCarePC.com.
Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. I'm Jim Sewell. Alongside me is assistant head coach Brian Lawson. Well, Coach, you also are the head boys soccer coach here, and one of the neat things about the new sports program that we're putting together here in conjunction with Jeff Davis High School on our live streaming is we're going to be covering a lot more sports. There's been some live streaming of soccer in the past. We're going to try to pick that up, but tell us a little bit about your soccer program. I know you started it up here, relatively young program, but has had some success.
I took over the third year of the program from Coach Calhoun. Our first 2 years, we were Elite 8 programs, had to travel to North Georgia schools, play them. Third year, we had the COVID year got us, made playoffs next year, and then this past year, we graduated a ton of talent in defending Defensive Player of the Year in the region and Audio Placencia, a bunch of all-region players, and we were really young. We started legitimately 7 freshmen last year. 2 were sophomores, but they'd never played before us. And so coming into this season in a new region, we're playing teams in our region schedule we've played a lot in the past, so we're real familiar with them in Cook, Berry, and we always play Dodge. We end up always playing them in the playoffs somehow. With Fitzgerald as well, we always try and play Fitzgerald. But with the young team last year, you take your lumps early. This year, hopefully with some starters coming back in Gal Valora and Jose Luis Mendoza, we call him JL, freshman keeper, and JT Clifton coming back. It's going to help us some with some leadership, but we're going to be a young team next year too. But they're committing to the weight room during this off season for us in the fall, and we're expecting good things from them.
I know the girls soccer team had a fantastic year last year, so I know hope for our fans will be excited. I know they've seen calls out there for more broadcast of soccer, so that's coming in the spring this year, and it's going to be an exciting time. I told you you're going to have to teach me something about soccer, either find somebody else to do it, because I have very little knowledge of soccer, but it's such a growing sport here in the South. We're kind of late to the game, but you know, you see the success and the crowds that Atlanta United draws
No doubt.
in their game. So it is building a fan base here in the South.
You know, I actually talked to Josh Horton today, the rec department director, and I asked him how many soccer kids they had signed up this season. They have 90 plus in 3 age groups with rec soccer. Not only with the rec program, but our middle school program. We've won the region championship once out of last, and we've played for it 2 of the last 3 years. So the last 3 years, we've been in the championship game. So the growth down here is huge. You have Thomasville High, who's won the state title down south. You have Benedictine and Savannah that's won it multiple years as they're going up. The growth of that with Atlanta United, we try and get our kids to watch as much professional soccer as possible, because just like football and other sports, it gives you something just to look to. But the growth is there. You sit in the hallways here too. Our soccer games on Tuesday, Friday nights are always packed. We actually, my first year here, there were so many people at the games, we had to actually get people to come push them back from the fence. And we had a kid actually celebrating after a goal, break his ankle. He was celebrating so hard in the bleachers. So that's what we're looking for. We call it the 12th man, our Lowe's catch dogs, as we say it. Try and take the same mentality Coach Helton takes with football into soccer and build that on. But the girls program as well, you were speaking about, they won region championship last year. It's our first soccer region championship in either boys or girls, and then making their push to the Elite Eight. So we're just trying to be consistent year in, year out, playoff runs, get the kids experience, and potentially give them opportunity at the next level. We've had a couple kids sign scholarships with soccer as well, and it just gives another part of the demographic, our Hispanic population, which is large in South Georgia, especially here, growing, gives them something to look forward to, and also have a chance to go to school to do something they love. So.
Absolutely. All right, Coach. Well, thank you for joining us here on the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. We look forward to tomorrow night. Good luck.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Coach Brian Lawson here on the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with more interviews after 2 minutes on the Jeff Davis Hospital Sports Network.
Silas Worth Monument Company offers factory direct orders for memorial designs to remember your loved ones. They can create one-of-a-kind computer designs or traditional monuments. You can choose your remembrance in beautiful granite, marble, bronze, or cremation monuments. Call Victor Worth and his staff today at 912-375-4587 or visit their location at 353 Alma Highway in Hazelhurst. Also visit them online at silasworthmonument.com.
The Bank of Hazelhurst is Jeff Davis County's only locally owned and operated bank, serving their friends and family since 1906. They offer a wide array of services, including personal, commercial, and electronic banking services, along with mortgage and ag lending. For more information on the services they offer, call them at 912-375-4228. Download their banking app or contact them online at bankofhazelhurst.com. The Bank of Hazelhurst. When others have their branches, they have their roots.
Dr. Kurt Munsiak and his healthcare professionals at the Jeff Davis Walk-In Clinic care about their patients. The Jeff Davis Walk-In Clinic offers prompt health care for acute sicknesses and treatments for a wide range of non-emergency illnesses and injuries. To make an appointment, call 912-375-4884 or visit them at 22 Cross Street in Hazelhurst. Go Jackets and God bless from Dr. Kurt Munsiak and his team at the Jeff Davis Walk-In Clinic.
Experience a better way to bank at Interstate Credit Union in Hazelhurst, where they offer a wide variety of loans. Interstate Credit Union is second to none when it comes to low rates and great customer service, specializing in personal loans, new home and construction loans, and automobile loans, as well as many other types. Their broad services include personal checking, savings, business, in-person, online, and mobile banking, and much, much more. Visit them at 14 Hinton Street, or call 912-375-0640, or you can contact them online at interstatecu.org.
Back to the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. I'm Jim Sewell here. Alongside me is Coach Tyler Williams. Before we get into our interview with Coach Williams, we want to thank some of our fine sponsors. We have the Jeff Davis Hospital, who is our overall network sponsor again this year. The Beasley Group, once again, our live streaming partner. Three Rivers Meat Company will be sponsoring our pregame show on game nights. Altamaha Bank and Trust will sponsor the halftime show. Mitch's Pharmacy is sponsoring kickoffs. Sponsoring touchdowns will be EP, American Footwear. Southern Eye Care will have our sideline reports. Williams Brothers Trucking, our timeout sponsor. Jeff Davis Walk-In Clinic will be sponsoring injury reports. Interstate Credit Union will be our instant replay sponsor this year. The Bank of Hazelhurst will sponsor our coaches' interviews, and McCarty Auto Parts will be our scoreboard sponsor. Also game sponsors Silasworth Monument Company and C&H Creative Flooring. Join me now is Assistant Coach Tyler Williams. Coach Williams coaches special teams and also outside linebackers. Coach, thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Thank you for having us, Jim.
All right. They talked to Coach Lawson, and we kind of talked a little bit about practice coming up to this point. You've got dual duties with special teams and linebackers. So give us a little rundown of how the practice with your squads have been leading up to this scrimmage game.
Just special teams has been tough this summer. We've got a ton of new guys that you're going to see out there on the field. Just a ton of new faces that's never been on a Friday night football field under the lights. So getting them out there, getting the new plan to those guys and getting them ready to execute their jobs. But I think we've got a bunch on special teams this year that we're going to see that takes pride on that team and why it's out on the field. And I think they're working towards executing their goal. Why you're not going to see it perfect to start, but we're working toward a product that we can all be proud of on the field with those special teams.
Tell us some of the guys that we'll see on special teams this year.
The special teams is going to be highlighted by a couple of our faces, like returners, Terrence Clemens, Elijah Phillips is going to be a kid that we've never seen under the lights for us. That an awesome kid that's came out and came on for us there. We're going to see a couple different faces like Landon Robertson, always a key figure in any of our teams on the field, but then also as well as our guys like another newcomer, Lamonte Deeds, who can really show his athleticism with some special teams and do some different things for us there. We've got also this year with special teams, we've got a couple freshmen that are going to help us out in our punt game. Carter Galbraith, who is the upcoming, he's a freshman this year and stepping in that new role for him. We're going to ask that he does our punting duties this year, and he's done a really good job this summer of learning the nuances of our punt game and also his backup that you will see run various special teams, Ian Griffin, another freshman that's going to see a bunch of special teams play on our teams. But then we've also just several new guys. I could go on and on with our team, but you've also got Jonathan Bohan, who's stepping in a role of snapper. He as the long snapper for us on punt, PAT, field goal, and God has just done an awesome job just stepping in a role as now the guy that we depend on as a young guy.
I know Coach Helton has always had a strong emphasis on special teams because, I've seen over the years that either with our lineups or trick play, so to speak, on the PATs and some onside kick formations, a lot of times we're able to steal points in there.
No doubt, and that's part of the emphasis with our kids is to make them understand that offense, defense, that's what everybody thinks when they look at it. The public thinks about when you think about a football team, but to know that the special teams can move a game one way or the other, either as a positive, toward the win column or the other way, and know that special teams can be an absolutely deciding factor in that. And so getting the kids the emphasis to take that seriously, take pride in their job when they're on any given special teams has been the big focus this year, and to make sure we're executing all of those and all of those little nuances that we try to throw in there.
Also coaching outside linebackers, which is a challenge. From week to week, you're liable to see totally different offenses. You may see ground-based wing tee like us one week, a spread offense the next week. That's a challenge, and the outside linebackers are such keys to having the right reads depending on the offense you're facing.
Sure, they're the adjusters of our defense, and they're the guys that's got to make us right to the multiple formations that offenses throw at us, and guys that are on the field. And while we don't want mistakes from anybody, my biggest preach to them is we can't make the mistake that cost us. We misfit on the edge, and sometimes that can cost us. So we've got to have guys there at outside linebacker who are not freelancers, if you will, that they've got to be guys that just do their job. They're not selfish guys on the field. They're guys that are just there for a purpose and line up correctly and play football.
One of the outside linebackers, returning starter Landon Robertson, who's, one of the, pound for pound, might be one of the toughest kids on the football field every Friday night. He's the one who looks like his motor never stops.
Look, we could have a whole interview about Landon Robertson. I am certainly proud. I'm proud of all our kids, but Landon Robertson is a kid that I could say is the heartbeat of our team. And I wish every kid had that same kind of motor, because that kid never stops. He had a big knee injury that took him out of last year, at the end of last year in the playoff run. And that kid has done nothing but work his butt off to get back to even being on the field. And we've got him on the field. He's playing a bunch of special teams for us, a bunch of defensive reps for us. And just a kid who, to be honest, I have to force him to get out of practice. And Landon's a kid that if we need a scout team or we need a defense, whatever we need, Landon's going to be a kid to volunteer for it. And he's a leader through several instances. If I'm helping adjusting special teams or I'm doing this or that, Landon's a guy that can also, he will take the guys, take the outside linebackers, and he can, to be honest with you, he can coach them like I'm not even there. So he knows what's going on. He's the senior leadership, if you will, and he's absolutely a voice and a player that we need on the field.
I know it's going to be a big adjustment this year. You had 20 seniors last year. This year, much smaller senior class, but you've got some kids in that senior class who look like are stepping in, have kind of been in that little bit of that leadership role as underclassmen, but now it's going to fall on them, and I think you're going to see those guys step up to the task.
Yeah, I absolutely think so, Mr. Jim. You've got some kids. You've got kids. The one that comes to mind to me is when we think about guys that have to step up is a kid like Ty Weaver playing defensive end for us, who has never he's never, other than special teams, he's never played a huge role in there. But now it's his time. He's worked all these years. He is an awesome kid. And he's going to do good things for us, and I look forward to seeing him play. But it's guys like that that's never been on the field for us that's going to have to make the difference. And I'm really proud of where Ty has grown through the summer, and he stepped to the plate, and I'm looking forward to seeing him go, and many other guys like that for us.
Going to be a tough schedule ahead, and it's going to start with Wilcox County and the scrimmage game tomorrow night. One of the polls I've seen, Matt's Prep poll, has them as the number 3 team in the state in that new single A Division II, but a 10-win team last year. So Wilcox County has always seemed to have quality athletes, and a lot of them.
They don't have any shortage of athletic ability, that's for sure. They certainly have threats on offense and defense that we've got to account for. I think their offense is one that is very explosive. When I think about their offense, I think that at any moment they've got kids that can make us pay. And back to what we were saying before is our defense is predicated on fitting where we're supposed to, on doing our jobs within our defense, and we can't make the mistake. And a team like Wilcox, yes, they're talented, yes, they're fast, yes, they're well coached. They are going to be a formidable opponent in that if we make mistakes, they will make us pay. So we've got to do our job.
Well, Coach, thank you for coming and talking with us this afternoon. Looking forward to tomorrow night. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, get some words from our sponsors here on the Jeff Davis Hospital Sports Network. Make tailgating easy and delicious with help from Three Rivers Meat Company in Hazelhurst. Three Rivers Meat Company offers specialty cuts of beef, pork, chicken, and seafood. They also have several types of the in-house made fresh sausage. If you need a grill, they're the exclusive dealer for Traeger grills in Hazelhurst. To place your order in advance, call 912-551-9621 or visit their beautiful meat counter at 90 West Coffee Street. Go Jackets from Derek Wooten and the meat professionals at Three Rivers Meat Company in Hazelhurst.
Williams Brothers Trucking is now hiring qualified CDL Class A licensed drivers with at least 2 years over-the-road tractor-trailer experience.
Williams Brothers Trucking has an excellent benefits package. They have quarterly bonuses. They have great insurance. They offer flexibility as far as your work schedule. You're not really pressured into starting at any certain time throughout the day.
Be home every day with family-owned and operated Williams Brothers Trucking. Apply now online.
Go Jackets!
Since their founding in 1968, the Beasley Group has become a vertically integrated leader in the forest products industry, and this growth has made them the largest hardwood sawmill in the United States and North America's foremost producer of crane mats and timbers for the energy transmission, utility, and construction industries. The Beasley Group is proud to be members of the Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis County community. They are also proud supporters of all Jeff Davis High School sports. Go Jackets! From the Beasley Group.
C&H Creative Flooring can make your floors beautiful. They are this area's foremost experts when it comes to concrete grinding, polishing, crack repair, and epoxy coatings. They offer hundreds of color epoxy flake systems to choose from, custom metallics, neat coats, inlaid emblems, and much more. Whether it's your home, garage, man cave, pool deck, sidewalks, porches, or carport, let us help you make it gorgeous, safe, colorful, and skid resistant. Call Daryl Hutto at 912-381-9037 or Cody Carter at 912-592-5493 or message them on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. Jim Sewell here, and beside me is head coach Lance Helton as the Yellow Jackets get set to kick off the 2022 season with scrimmage game tomorrow night against the Wilcox County Patriots. Kickoff will be at 7:30 in Rochelle at Donnie Clack Stadium. Patriots coming off of a 10-win season, but so are the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets. So a pair of teams that are coming off of big seasons a year ago. Wilcox County, a semifinalist in Class Single A, and anything that if you're this part of the country and you talk about Wilcox County, the thing that always comes to mind is athletes and athletes and athletes. So they've always had a very athletic program over there. So it'll be a big challenge. We need a big crowd over there tomorrow night to support the Yellow Jackets as we get this thing rolling here for the 2022 season. Coach Lance Helton here with us. Coach, I know you guys are been working hard all during the summer, and now it's although it's a scrimmage game, it's going to be more like the real thing tomorrow night.
It is. We have a mighty tall task on our hands, Jim, with Wilcox. You touched on that. You know, it's unbelievable in this part of the state when you look around and you not only see Division I football talent, but NFL football talent. And in Abbeville, Rochelle, that area right there, they are not shy of it. It has been, through the years, they're super talented, and we're excited to go over to what is one of the better single-A stadiums in the state of Georgia, great atmosphere and great crowd, and work on us. We're past the point in these scrimmage games in year 6 of focusing on our opponent. For me, we're still trying to find out our identity. We're still trying to identify who our boy dogs are and who will lead this football team. Coming off of the 2 strong senior classes we had in 2021 and 2022, I'm excited about the opportunity that lends itself to this senior class, but let's make no bones about it, they do have a tall task ahead of them.
They do. The schedule ahead is daunting, but before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about practice. The last couple of weeks and leading up into this week, everything leads up to this first time you turn on the lights. So tell us a little bit about how this preseason practice is going.
We're still learning how to. There's no other way to say that we're at a point in our program where there's a lot of firsts that are going on with this crop of kids. They have been a part of some good football teams in the past 5 seasons. But in year 6 now, we're kind of at a changing of the guard where our older kids there have been a few that have been a part of some big wins, but for the majority, this team has watched the kids before them win. And so right now, to be completely transparent with you, we're facing a little battle of wheels on our day-to-day. We feel like we know our recipe from a coach's standpoint to be successful. And our kids feel like, wait a minute now, that we were successful in the past and I didn't have to do this. So we're at a battle of wheels, but our kids here want to win. They want to be successful. And we're going to fight through it. You know, I think that the best thing that can happen to us tomorrow night is to go out and get in a dogfight. We need to get in a dogfight. Whether win, lose, or draw, we need to be in a dogfight tomorrow. We need to find out where our kids are. We need to check their oil from a heart and a physicality standpoint. And a dogfight will be good for this team. Because here's the deal. If you want to be a good football team in Region 1 AA, you better be willing to be in a dogfight.
That's a tough region we're stepping into, a new look region this year. And of course, it all starts with the defending state champion Fitzgerald and Dodge County, who's always had a tough quality team. Cook County, a perennial quality team. Berrien County is a team that's been improving the last few years. Worth County has one of those traditional South Georgia powerhouses, but they've been in hard times lately. They got a new coach in there, and I think they're going to be a team on the rise. And Sumter County, I tell you what, that Americus area always is loaded with athletes. So, you know, it's going to be a tough draw just to survive this race. As Coach Glass says, just be one of the 4 in the region that go to postseason.
Yeah, it is. You know, when we look at this thing, and preseason polls don't mean much, there's 4 of the teams in our region that are projected to be in the top 15 in the AA classification. And those teams are Fitzgerald, Dodge, Cook, and Worth. And when you look at the top 25 in the preseason rankings, there's 5. And that is Berrien County added to the list. So what we've got to explain to our kids is this: there ain't nothing wrong with having a chip on your shoulder. You know, once again, people think because of a region change, because of a non-region schedule, because of a graduating class that Jeff Davis isn't going to accomplish a lot or these things. But it's like we've told our kids this quote this week, and it's one that I live by. There will be haters, there will be doubters, there will be non-believers, and then there will be you proving them wrong. And that is our objective. Within this region, within this non-region schedule, I just want 11 young men together that'll fight, that'll give their all for this county like this county has given to us in my 5 years. And I'm excited for the challenges of year 6 with this football team.
We start next week with Charlton County in the regular season, Pierce County, Swainsboro, Metter. Coach, I don't think you could have picked out 4 tougher teams to open up with if you tried.
Well, here's the deal, Jim. This thing goes twofold. Okay, let's cut to the chase and be honest with each other. Non-region scheduling can be tough, especially when you've been on a swing that we've been on in the last 5 years. Not that we've accomplished a whole terrible amount, but we've had a good little run. And so people don't want to play people that it looks bad to lose to. And another thing that hurts us, to be completely honest with you, is people don't want to play the offense that we run. From a preparation standpoint, and in 3 days, and you just don't see a lot like it. So, you know, I'm excited about the rivalries that we've had with Metter and Swainsboro through the years, and to be able to keep those things coming, and then to pick up the Charltons and Pierces. You know, we need to go play a Pierce County, Charlton County, Swainsboro, Metter to prepare for our region. We are past the point in our program of poking our chest out in non-region victories and getting to the first test of the year being game 9 against Swainsboro, and our kids not being prepared for that. The region we scheduled the way we did is this going to prepare us for a region schedule, and there's going to be tests along the way that prepare you to win a game that we have to win to get into the playoffs in this region. And for us, it ain't been about shying away or trying to get fluff wins. It's about preparing our kids.
we need something hard. We need to be prepared to go and fight adversity early, and that's what it's about to me. You know, yes, we're young. Yes, we don't have a huge senior class, but our kids will fight. We've fought since the day we've got here, and we don't plan on that changing. And you know, our non-region schedule will allow us to do that. It's not about non-region wins anymore. Now, let me say this. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna scratch and scrap and claw and bite and kick to find a way to win non-region football games. That ain't what I'm saying. But for me, it's about playing your best football late, and I think that this non-region schedule will allow us to do so.
Well, you look across the road over there to Coach Paul Glass, and he's had a lot of years that he got knocked down a bunch here in non-region. But when region schedule rolled around, and might not even been the number one team in the region, but postseason is where the legends are made, and that's where they come through, and we're well prepared. And I think this schedule will get us ready to go for this tough region schedule ahead. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, get some words from our fine sponsors. We'll be back with more with Coach Lance Helton after 2 minutes here on the Jeff Davis Hospital Sports Network.
Jeff Davis High School would like to thank the following alumni sponsors for their support of Yellow Jacket Athletics: Sweet Teas, Flowers, Gifts, and Custom Framing, Laney Internal Medicine Group, Lumber City Drugs, Cotton Partners, The Bedroom Store, Hazelhurst Auto, Pig Out Barbecue, Southern Roots Salon, Stone's Machine Shop, Comfort Zone Heating and Air, Whitfield Freelove, South Georgia Dentistry, Coleman Tire and Auto, Mulvey Outdoors, Water Service Center, Ragland Timber, Pallet One, McPherson Manufacturing, Renaissance Bank, Family Healthcare Connections, Davis Farm and Garden, Theater of Hazelhurst, Jeff Davis County Farm Bureau, and Bridgeford Church of God.
Make the switch to Mitch, not only for your prescription needs, but also for your gift needs. Visit Designs and More by Brandy, located inside Mitch's Pharmacy. Brandy offers all occasion flowers, silk, and fresh. Shop Designs and More by Brandy for gift baskets for that special someone, shoes by Corky, and jacket t-shirts for the entire family. Located at 5 East Coffee Street in Hazelhurst, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 12 on Saturday. Give them a call at 912-699-3784 and follow them on Facebook.
EP American Footwear in Hazelhurst is proud to be a part of the Hazelhurst Jeff Davis community and are proud sponsors of all Jeff Davis County sports. If you're looking for a great job with a great company, they are hiring for all shifts. You can apply in person Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 10 North Gill Street in Hazelhurst. Go Jackets from all the folks at EP American Footwear of Hazelhurst. Go Jackets!
At Jeff Davis Hospital in Hazelhurst, we are committed to building a healthy community. We use the latest technology, and our knowledgeable team members provide exceptional state-of-the-art care to our local community and surrounding areas. We provide a respectful understanding of care for our patients and their loved ones. For more information about Jeff Davis Hospital and the services we provide, call 912-375-7781 or visit us online at jeffdavishospital.org.
Welcome back here on the Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. Coming to you here from the studios at Jeff Davis High School. Before we get further along with Coach Lance Helton, I just want to take a moment to thank our fine sponsors who are coming along with us on this new venture here with Jeff Davis High School. Our network sponsor, Jeff Davis Hospital. Our live stream sponsor, once again, is the Beasley Group. Three Rivers Meat Company will be our pregame sponsor. Altamont Bank and Trust will sponsor our halftime show. Mitch's Pharmacy is sponsoring kickoffs. Touchdowns will be sponsored by EP American Footwear. Southern Eye Care will be in charge of our sideline reports. Williams Brothers Trucking sponsoring timeouts. Jeff Davis Walk-In Clinic sponsoring injury reports. Instant Replay will be sponsored by Interstate Credit Union. The Bank of Hazelhurst will sponsor our coaches' interviews on game night. McCarty Auto Parts will be our scoreboard sponsor, and also game sponsors Silasworth Monument Company and C&H Creative Flooring. Coach just read off these sponsors here and this new venture that we've gone to with Jeff Davis High School, Mr. Riles and his group, and some of the students from your wife's class and Miss Lawson's class. All these kids coming together to help put this production together, and just the way this community has responded to help sponsor this and benefit your student athletes?
Oh, listen, there's one phrase that comes to my mind in this venture, and that's kids first. It's not about egos. It's not about the way things have always been done. It's about putting kids first. And that amount of sponsors that you just read off makes it clear to me that this community, once again, as they've proven us for 5 years now, puts our kids first. And you know, we got Mr. Riles back there sitting behind the screens like a mad scientist. He's continuing to put kids first. That's why he's here. What we're doing with these classes is just awesome. And I can't thank the Jeff Davis community enough for what they do for the students at Jeff Davis High School. It is, take it from somebody who's a transplant into this community. Mm-hmm. You know, we take a lot of things for granted here, but it's extremely special to be a Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket. And I just am so appreciative that y'all continue to let me stand up here with this old gray beard and just talk about the Yellow Jacket football program.
Well, I'm with you. I'm a transplant too, but maybe a little bit longer than that. But I'm just so excited. This will be my 18th year doing Yellow Jacket football, and just really excited about this new venture, working with the high school. Had some great years, no doubt, with the radio station, but you know, with the technology and what our school system has invested in technology, this is the best way to go, and I think everybody's going to be pleased with the product we put out.
It's awesome.
Well, Coach, finally going to turn on the lights on Friday night. We're going to put on the pads for real, and our guys are going to get to go out there and line up and hit somebody in a different color uniform. Yeah. So Wilcox County, we talked about what a formidable opponent they would be, but you mentioned the big senior class you graduated last year. A lot of those guys were 2 and 3 year starters, which means there's going to be a lot of new faces out on the field come Friday night. So tell us some of these kids that returning starters and also some of the new guys that are going to play key roles.
Yeah, you know, I think as any football team, Jim, we're going to be led by our senior class. And this senior class has a crop of kids that have played a lot of football for us, with that being Will Cravey, Terrence Clemens, Marion Mitchell, Landon Robertson, Peyton Laney, and those names go on and on and on. I think that for us, they've got to be good leaders. You know, they've got to try to bring a crop of young guys on and make them believe in themselves along this way, because ultimately football teams are senior led. It's the last chapter of their book.
Right.
And we do everything in our power to make their book as special as we can, but also they got to do some writing in it themselves. And leadership and camaraderie go a long way when it comes to raising up pups. You know, we're playing some kids on this football team right now, Jim. They don't know if that football's puffed or stuffed now. I mean, we got them talking about puppies. And this senior class has got to do a great job of leading them along the way. We're going to have some new faces. Brian Reyes, who may be the toughest kid on this football team. Guys like Lane Powell, guys like Wesley Brown, Gavin Coleman, Colby Beach, Lewis Baker. The names keep going on and on. It's great to have guys like Peyton Laney back off of injury from last year. Guys like Jaquan Adams, who will be a new face. Guys like Ty Weaver, who's a senior, who's waited his turn through good years to make his mark, and then pups like Ian McDaniel and Latrell Sellers. And I've left off some names. I hate when we do this, right? It's tough. But our football team has got to outlove and outcare everybody on their schedule. Here's the problem with today. Today's youth, Jim, are cliquish. They're willing to go to battle with this small group of friends. And what makes football so special yet so difficult is making all these different avenues of life come together. And when you can come together and you put that helmet on and there's that face mask that shields your personal identity, and there's this jersey that you have put on, right? And the name goes right across your heart. And everything covers you up, and you're a Jeff Davis County. When you can get those guys to buy into being a Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket first, there's really no telling what we can accomplish. But it's hard to do. It's hard to get that done. And I think that this team is continuing to work on that and build themselves in that manner. I've got a great coaching staff that's working hard on them. We're loving them through it. And you're right. Now, we've ran into heavy bags and navy blue helmets for a long time. So, you know, in T-minus 24 hours, right, we're gonna kick off against some folks that wear white helmets and a wrong color blue. So I'm excited to get to do that and see our kids just unleash, let loose. You know, practices and football programs are coach-led in a lot of ways, but when you walk in between those lines and it's just you and 10 other guys in those same uniforms, you get a real good feeling about where we are. And win, lose, or draw, I'm ready and excited for the measuring stick that comes with playing the Wilcox Patriots tomorrow night.
We'll need a big crowd over there, as always. Wilcox, you mentioned about the environment over there. Their fans are rabid because they've had a long-running, successful football program, 13 region championships. They've also won a state championship. So they're winners over there, and you know they're going to have a big crowd. And we've always had a good following, a good, faithful fans that travel well with us, and we need them to start tomorrow night.
Well, I tell you this, man, when we got here 5 years ago, I can't believe that this is year 6, man. It's flown by. I've had a blast doing it. When we got here 6 years ago now, you know, everybody said that we wanted good, hard-nosed young men. Winning wasn't anything. Winning wasn't the most important thing. But here's what I hope now. I hope now that our community in the fall feels like we're winners just like Wilcox County. And so I want to get 2 groups of winners together tomorrow. Let's pass blows like a heavyweight bout, and let's see who can come out standing. That is what fall football is. That's what small-town Georgia football is. And there's no doubt in my mind that everybody in this community is ready for football. Bring your raincoat. It don't matter. We're going to play. And let's support these Jackets tomorrow at 7:30 in Rochelle.
We sure do. It always have a big crowd. Need a big crowd tomorrow night. If you can't make it to Rochelle tomorrow night, we will be live streaming the game on the Jeff Davis County Schools YouTube page, and we'll also have an audio feed on Network One Sports. We'll get the links posted. There have been some links posted today. I posted some. Mr. Riles has posted some. But be sure to check your social media. If you've got the links, share that with all your friends on your Facebook feeds or your other social media feeds, and be sure that everybody knows where they can tune in to the Yellow Jackets. I tell you what, Coach, we have developed such a large following of Yellow Jacket fans, alumni, and other people with ties to our community that no longer live here or where they can come to the games. And I tell you, when I see them on Friday nights, and I see the comments coming across the live stream from Texas and from New York and from I talked to a young guy this morning, a former Yellow Jacket player, now living in New York, and he says that's, you know, he's tuning in and checking out the Jackets on Friday night. So it's a great thing, and we sure want to be a part of it, but still nothing replaces those guys in the stands and cheering the kids on live.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's important to me that the pageantry of high school football stays alive. And in towns like Hazelhurst and counties like Jeff Davis, there's no doubt about it that it's as strong as it ever has been. Don't forget, guys, along the way, these kids need you. These kids need you just like we needed people when we were their age. And let's get out. Let's cheer these guys on tomorrow night. Let's kick off a great season. And as always, man, when you're wearing Navy, you're as good as gold.
Go Jackets.
Go Jackets. Appreciate you, Jim.
Thank you. Coach Lance Helton here on the Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket Coaches Show. He's going to wind us up here tonight on Friday night for Mr. Richard Riles, who's running the control board in the back. This is Jim Sewell. Good night, everybody.